the smoking guns, so to speak, that are really going to connect Monica to the murder?
I'm not hearing anything that's a smoking gun, but I do think it looks badly because the way she's communicating, and she seems to pause and be very guarded about exactly what she's saying. But they're having this casual conversation, and they're telling each other, well, I have nothing to hide, but it does seem like they're trying to give each other hints in the conversation.
Yeah, and I think those hints may do her in. I think also the demeanor of her at the stand, just briefly, how does that affect her potentially with a jury?
Well, the jury definitely looks at the defendant during the whole trial, how they react to different things and their mannerisms. She's very nonchalant. She looks very different now, which is not unusual when you have a defendant appear that's been incarcerated leading up to the trial. But they're going to look at that. They're looking for her reactions to what's being said in these tapes. And they're also looking to see if there's any reason that she may be guilty.
Here's my question for you with this particular witness and audio that we are listening to. The death happened, the murder, in January of 2017. We know that both Robert Baker, the lover, and Monica Simontilli, the defendant in this case, were arrested in June of 17. Now we've been listening to this audio from August of 2017 between the defendant and Robert Baker while they're in jail. How is that even possible? Where could they possibly be in jail that they are together physically having a conversation?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. The only thing I can think is maybe there was a telephone call that was possibly happening between the two of them, but I'm unsure about the answer about how they were there, unless it was during a hearing that was getting ready to take place and they were in the same holding cell. So that is interesting in itself. But I do agree that this is not helping the defendant by any means.
It's not helping the defendant. I want to get into that in just a minute. It could have been it was at a jailhouse, so it could have been holding cells before a preliminary hearing. It's just interesting to me because, Alexis, in my experience, they don't allow that kind of contact between co-defendants. So I don't know if it was something where it was thought, well, it's going to be recorded, so it's okay. Let's see what they say. That's a possibility. But go a little deeper into why specifically you think this testimony is not good for the defendant, knowing that Robert Baker is expected to testify and say she had nothing to do with the murder.
I think it is first of all, the conversation is difficult to hear. I really wish that we had the transcript. But that being said, it seems like a very casual conversation, and they're kind of doing housekeeping. They're going through the probate. They're having this conversation related to that. And they've now both been charged with her husband's murder. So it doesn't seem as if she had nothing to do with it, why it would be so casual. Maybe a conversation, did you do something? Did you hurt him? Would be more on point.